We all have a story to tell. A gem of wisdom, a little tale, or just something to make you laugh. Do you want to hear some? Then welcome to Anecdotes. Today on Anecdotes, we're talking to actress and producer Shanna Forrestall.
And all the bugs and all the bird shit.
Look, I don't give a damn about the bugs and the bird shit, okay? I got dead bodies all over the place and a drug lord running loose. Now you need to find that girl and you need to get her little J-Lo booty into custody.
Morning, sleepyhead. Come on.
Hey, thanks for watching her.
Go let him thank you.
Too late. How you doing?
This bimbo stole my class. The name's Bambi, sweetheart. Oh.
Well, Shanna, thank you so much for being with us here on Anecdotes. You have just had a major film come out, Olympus Has Fallen, and I saw it, and it's fantastic.
Good, I'm glad you liked it.
Tell me a little bit about that experience.
Well, Olympus was a really fun experience because the role that I auditioned for, it didn't come through on the first round, and I actually read for a couple of the roles, and then they went to stars when I found out later. But then at the last minute, I got this call, and they were like, oh, they need a tape from you like by tomorrow, whatever, and it was like a really dramatic scene, and I was like, oh, okay. So I ran and did it, and then I think I went into Ryan. Yeah, I went back into Ryan for callback. And I booked it. And so I get the call, I forgot where I was somewhere out, and I got the call from Brenda, and she was like, you got 2+ weeks on Olympus. I was like, what? And I was freaking out, you know, of course, because it's a big film, and I knew it was going to be a big film. And it really was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. I got to work right next to Melissa Leo, you know, Academy Award winning, amazing, strong, talented woman. And I got to sit next to her for 2.5 weeks, and it was life-changing. It really was. And then seeing the film come out and it actually being a good film was so exciting because I was like, wow, you know, sometimes we work on these and then they come out and you're like, yeah, it's all right, you know. I guess you might want to see it, Mom. But Olympus is amazing. It's actually a really, really good film that I'm very proud of.
And you had some physically taxing scenes
very.
too. I mean, without giving too much of the storyline away, but yeah, you know.
Yeah, and you know, it's unfortunate some of my best bits were cut out, you know, for time. And the editors actually ran up to me at the premiere and they were like, "We're so sorry, we had to cut your bit with the bad guy." And they were like, "We just didn't have time." I was like, "I understand." But yes, it was very physically taxing. It was the most taxing film that I've ever worked on because, you know, we're in a hostage situation for 2 weeks of my shooting. And so I'm either bound, you know, with my hands over my head, or I'm quaking in fear, or being dragged around. And so, yeah, it was very physically taxing and emotionally taxing, but it was just an amazing experience.
And you got to go to the LA premiere event?
I did,
which was
so exciting, you know. And when you're growing up dreaming of being an actor, or even, you know, as women now, we sit and watch the Oscars and we're like, oh, you know, and watching these premieres and watching the red carpet, and it was a real privilege to walk the red carpet in LA, and a real big one with stars. And like I was telling you earlier, you know, I was there with Sammy Medina, who's also a local actor. And he and I started studying together in acting class years ago, and we've stayed friends. We produced a short together in that. And we would just look at each other on the carpet and we're like, we're here, you know? And there was something so exciting about that, about just being New Orleans people and getting there and like actually walking the carpet, representing all the actors who work so hard in the city, and just bringing that energy there, bringing that New Orleans energy to LA, and it was a very proud moment.
You're making us all proud. Yeah.
Oh, I was proud to be there.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Proud to represent.
Yeah.
So.
And you have another show coming out. Wait, you have a show coming out.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. You know, last year I did 3 rounds of auditions for this show, and it's a brand new show that I'm hosting, which is a little different than what I normally do. Usually I'm doing film and TV, you know, I really don't do theater. But this show is a crime show, and it's for Discovery Channel launched a new network last year called ID, Investigation Discovery. And so they're creating all original content for their own station. And so when I got the casting last year, it was like Southern host needed for whatever, and somehow I just, you know, something you read it and it rings a bell, I was like, I need to do that. So I auditioned went through 3 rounds to win the role, got the contract, and then they're like, oh, well, we're gonna do it like next spring. So then I didn't hear anything for like 6 months, and I was like, okay, I guess it's happening, you know? And then all of a sudden I got the call and they said, you know, we're gonna shoot in Florida, but we've decided to move to Louisiana because you're there and the tax credits, which was really great, so I get to shoot here at home. And we're actually shooting at Maidwood Plantation, which is out here in Napoleonville, beautiful plantation. And we've been shooting, we did 6 episodes so far in the can. And we've got 4 more that we're going to shoot in May. And the show will actually launch in May. And so we're doing 10 episodes for the first season.
And what is it based
we'll get
on?
picked up again.
Like, what are
The show, I can't release the name of the show yet, but it's Famous Murders in the South. And so basically I'm the host and I talk about these famous murders and what happened, and then they cut in with like interviews from real people and, you know, court coverage if they have it, and reenactments and all the kind of stuff. And they basically tell these stories that are very, very interesting. Every time I read the script, I'm like, whoa! And, you know, and they're all set in the South, and we shoot on the plantation, and it's a very Southern feel. And so we have a lot of fun with that.
Do you have an accent?
I do. Yes. I let my whole natural accent come back for the show, and it's been a lot of fun. And you know, getting to bring some of my local crew with me has been really fun too, because there's a designer that I've been working with who designed my dress for the carpet, and he got hired on to be my stylist for ID. And it's been fun, you know, to bring like local New Orleans designers with me, and then my hair and makeup guy who does my stuff for all my headshots here, he got hired on, and then Women in Film, I'm a member of that organization, and they're the 2 local producers are women that I've met in Women in Film. And so again, it's so nice to be home and to work, and then to see all these Louisiana faces working and benefiting from the industry here. And it's just, I don't know, it's exciting to me.
Listen, I've got execs coming in from 2 sports networks, 2 champs bout next week, and there's a $2 million TV contract riding on this. I told Grace, whatever it takes to get her back on track and back on my track, that's fine. But I gotta know this isn't gonna happen again. Team meeting in the...
So tell me about independent films. Is that something that you participate in?
Absolutely. I absolutely believe in independent film, you know, for Louisiana. You know, to have an indigenous film culture, something we knew years ago that we needed was more independent film. And so we've seen a growth in that, which I know you've witnessed as well. And it's exciting to me to see so many people that are now writing and directing, and the quality of the work coming up. Because in the beginning I remember going, whoa, that's some bad work. But it's amazing, you know, when you look at a 5-year jump or a 10-year jump now, how the work has gotten better and how more people are working together. You know, the last 3 short films that I produced, I was really proud to say that I had 4 or 5 other groups of people that do their own work come and help on mine. And I've done it for them. You know, I've gone and worked on web series for free, either as an actor or helping produce or helping them find things that they need. And the great thing about New Orleans is that there is a camaraderie here. I really believe that people help each other. You know, when someone's producing something and they need something, you know, they'll put a blurb out, oh my gosh, we need, you know, 2 monitors for tomorrow. We need a fake gun by noon tomorrow, you know, and somebody will come and find it for them. And I think that spirit of camaraderie, that spirit of creativity, which New Orleans is known for, is really helping us to create work that, you know, is getting better and better. What we can't say is, like, you know, if you look at somebody in LA, somebody, people that grow up in LA or in that area or at least around the business, they can say, oh, my uncle was a writer, my cousin was a, you know, a director. We can't say that. Like, most
first
of us,
generation here, right?
Most of us have no connection to the industry. I never even thought about being involved in the film industry really until I was in my 30s. So we can't, you know, we can't say that we have this history or this heritage, which means we come lacking in information. And so I think what's happening here now is now we're kind of starting to catch up, because we're getting training, we're getting experience, and we've been doing it now for years. And then, you know, organizations like Novak are offering free training constantly, or very low, inexpensive training for crew. You know, and then things like the 48-Hour Film Fest. There are just so many wonderful things in the city, Timecode NOLA. You know, all these organizations that are encouraging indie filmmakers, getting them to work together, creating opportunity, and then the people are rising up, because it's a passion. Like, I meet so many people every day that just have a passion for film. And so yes, I am very proud to be a part of the independent scene here in New Orleans, and I always will be. I really believe that. I have 2, you know, I've done shorts and I've done some reality and some whatever. But in my heart, I have 2 feature films that I'm developing right now, and I want to find about $1 million for each. And my goal right now is, with hopefully the increased exposure of what's happening in my life right now, to be able to find that money. And I want to find it here, if possible. I want to find it in Louisiana and do $2 million pieces that are features that will be shot here.
The DNA on the bloody fingerprint matches the blood on the cloth you gave me.
So it's the same person?
Absolutely. But here's the crazy thing. It's the cloth itself. You should take a look.
Is that military?
I have no idea.
Well, and you recently went to the Sundance Film Festival.
I did, and that was really fun. I went to Sundance. It was my first time, and I didn't know what to expect. You know what's crazy? I went to Sundance. I didn't see one film.
You didn't?
Sundance is not about going to films. It is about networking. And that's what I learned on this trip. But I had a great time. I went with Louisiana International Film Festival, which is a brand new festival that's launching this year in April. And it's going to be primarily in Baton Rouge, but they are having some events in New Orleans as well. And run by some very progressive, young, talented filmmakers and film people. And so I went with them, and we did a Mardi Gras parade down Main Street at Sundance.
So you really got
actually
New
got
Orleans,
permits.
right?
Yeah, it was amazing. The powers that be kind of helped, and we were able to do this second line Mardi Gras parade down Main Street with Jonathan Baptiste. We did. We had beads, we had umbrellas, we had hankies. And I was like the queen of the parade. It was really fun, and we just danced basically all the way up Main Street. But we caused a ruckus, and that was another thing. It's like I was so proud to just be a Louisiana girl. You know,
Right.
my little crawfish umbrella was all decorated with beads and stuff, and I was just like dancing as hard as I could. And I was like, you know, this is another way that Louisiana is saying we are here. Yeah. You know, pay attention.
And we're special.
We're here,
different.
and we're not going to do it the way
Right.
you do it. We're going to do it the way we do it, and that just makes me proud.
Yeah.
You know, Louisiana sometimes gets a bad rap, you know, because we have some people that are hard to be proud of. But, you know, Louisiana has such a diverse culture and so much creativity and so many talented people that it's about time we show that.
Yeah.
And our beautiful landscapes, and just there's so many wonderful things about this state. And that is what I am excited about celebrating, you know, through the film industry, with the film industry, for the film industry, whatever. You know, I just rebranded myself this year, and I changed my website. I changed everything to Shanna from Louisiana. Because I'm like, I am not going to go to LA and pretend that I didn't come from somewhere. And I'm tired of, you know, having to bland myself down to be something. I'm not doing it. I think what I'm selling is Shanna from Louisiana, because that's who I am. And, you know, the whole ID show helped, you know, with that whole change of a brand, because I was just like, the reason I got that, the reason I am that face of that is because of who I am, because I'm where I'm from and what I know and what I've been exposed to, and the love and the passion I have for the state and for the South. And so as you can tell, I'm sorry, I talk a lot.
No,
I'm
that's
the
good. That's what
cheerleader
you're
for
here
this
for.
area. I really
Yeah.
believe that we are a hub for film because we have a right to be. And we just have to work hard and continue to earn the right to be the leader in what's happening. And I want Louisiana 5 years from now, 20 years from now, to still be a hub for film. I don't want it to be a flash in the pan and move on like it did in Canada.
And it has, and in other
Because
states as well, right?
Absolutely. Look at Michigan. Look at, you know, Toronto. I used to live in Toronto. I know what happened to the film industry there. It tanked. We have to stay on our tax credits, which, you know, is up for discussion right now, and that really should be non-negotiable as far as I'm concerned, you know, because I'm involved in the business side of film, and I have personally interviewed and talked to business owners, small business owners, because I did a lot of resourcing my first couple of years in the industry. And, you know, I've talked to lingerie shops, coffee truck people, you know, the kind of businesses you don't necessarily, you know, like, think are benefiting, they are. Right. And so when we start to take the credits away, if productions move elsewhere, business will hurt. And locals like me will not be able to stay here and work, which we want to be here. We want to stay home and work. And that we are able to do that because of the industry. Before Katrina, New Orleans was losing young professionals at a horrifying rate. Now, every month, I think it's like 90 a month are moving into Louisiana, primarily because of the film and production industry.
Right. And it's an industry that can work around our seasonal, you know, hurricane seasons.
And that's the beauty of it.
A lot of the different
After
things.
Mardi Gras is done and the hotels are empty in the summer, guess what? Film is still here.
Yeah.
You know, so yes, we're a very festival-driven area, and this gives us a very green, you know, environmentally friendly, sustainable industry that we can hopefully have for many years to come.
Well, what advice would you have for a new person just starting in the business?
Be sure that you want to do this. And, you know, sometimes you don't know till you get in. So I would say if you're interested in acting, first of all, start an acting class, a good one. Find a good acting class and commit to it for 3 months, 6 months, and see if it's still your passion. And if it is, you'll feel that fire light. And then you go to the next step. Then you find an agent. Then you start auditioning. But don't try to go out when you're not ready. And don't try to think that you're going to act tomorrow. Study. Study, meet people, network, and figure out if that's what you really want to do. And then grow a tough skin, because you're going to need it. And then the second, for crew, you know, that, like I said, there's so many organizations right now that are offering either sample classes or free classes or very low-cost classes. You can learn anything from grip and electric to DP. And there's classes every month right now. Screenwriting, you name it. There's stuff going on, and a lot of them are free. And so, you know, if you think you have an interest, you know, this is the thing. Some people think when they look at a film, they go, oh, you know, they think about the actors and the directors, and okay, there's lights, but they don't realize there's electricians. there are artists on every level working to make that scene happen. We're creating an alternate reality, and it takes all kinds of people. So I would say whatever your interest is, you can probably apply it to film. If you like baking bread,
right?
You know, whatever it is that you like to do, if you're a stylist and you like to design clothes or whatever, you know, like shopping and do props, whatever. There's a place for you in the film industry if it's something that's in your heart to do. And so I would say investigate, and then if you think it's what you want to do, learn, network, and just commit yourself. Because I've seen so many people in the last few years move up very quickly because they have a good work ethic and they've committed themselves to being the best that they can be, and they've gotten way ahead than you could in some other markets because we're in a growing, emerging market.
Yeah, it's a great time for that.
Yeah.
Well, you were mentioning your website. Can you
Yes.
give us that
Yeah,
website
I
address?
have several.
Okay, give them to us.
My talent site is shannafromlouisiana.com, so that's easy.
Okay.
And then my film production site is lafilmresources.com. And you know, I like to post information on there too, and I'm on Facebook. Both of those have Facebooks as well. And if I know about, you know, acting classes or a casting, or like this week somebody's looking to hire a musician for a party, and I will post all that on there. So there's some opportunities there if people want to like that and follow us. I try to spread the word about anything interesting that I see that's going on.
So we can all share and
yeah,
work together in
exactly,
this community.
exactly.
All right, well, great. Well, thank you so much for being
Thank
with us
you.
today.
It was
and
fun.
I loved hearing your stories, and I'm so excited for, you know, this really has been a great year.
It has
2013
been. I'm
is
very,
going to be
very thankful. Very.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, and I would just encourage anybody that has this in your heart, if you can't get away from it, do it. You know, that's what I would say. If you can do something else, like my acting coach always says, if you can do something else, do it. Be an accountant. If that's, you know, but he's like, if you can't, if this is your passion, if you wake up and say, this is what I want to do, then do it. Yeah. Take a risk, you know, and it may be, you may never be a full-time actor. It took me till this past year to become full-time. I had to have a part-time job all that time, you know, pursuing it, because it's hard to make a living. But it's possible, you know, it's possible to get there, and life's too short to wake up and not be happy.